Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Pauline Fu. In this video, I will present calculation for ordinary general annuities, how to find the term N and how to find the interest IY. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to compute the number of periods for ordinary general annuities, compute the interest rate for ordinary general annuities. I will present examples using both formulas and TIBA2 plus calculator. The formula for term N, when the future value is given, you need to use logarithm functions. Okay, so FV, future value of annuity, subscript G means it is a general annuity. General means number of compounding period, interest compounding period, CY, not equal to number of payments per year, PY. Okay. And P is the equivalent rate per payment period. P equal to 1 plus I is periodic interest rate raised to power C minus 1, and C is number of interest conversion period per year, CY, divided by number of payments per year, PY. Okay, so when you use the formula, you need three numbers. You need the future value of ordinary general annuity. You need interest P, and you need a payment PMT, so that you can calculate the term N. Okay. So this is the formula method. Now let's look at an example. Find how long must contributions of 2,000 made at the end of each year to accumulate 100,000 at 6% compounded quarterly. So the question asks you for how long means what is term N. Okay. And you make a payment at the end of each year. Okay. So PY equal to 1. You make one payment a year. PY equal to 1. Interest is compounded quarterly. CY equal to 4. When you have interest compounded quarterly, CY equal to 4. 100,000, that is accumulated value. That is FV. 2,000, that is annual payment, PMT. Okay. So we are going to use formula first, then use calculator. When you use formula, you need to calculate C first. Number of compounding periods per payment interval. C equal to CY over PY. CY represents number of compounding period per year. Interest is compounded quarterly. CY equal to 4. PY equal to 1 because you make a payment every year. Just one. One payment, 1 year. Okay, so C equal to 4. And then you calculate equivalent rate of interest P. equal to 1 plus I with power C minus 1. C is 4. I, what is I? I is 6% compounded quarterly. So I represent periodic rate 6% divided by 4. Okay. Equal to 1.5%. 1.5% or 0.015. So now plug in the formula for P. P equal to 1 plus I raised to power C minus 1, and you get 0.06. And then plug in the formula for N. Okay, it is log FV. 100,000 is FV. P 0.0613. Okay, over PMT. PMT 2000 plus 1, take logarithm, divided by log 1 plus P. Okay, and you get 23.56 years. So that is the formula method to calculate term N for ordinary general annuities. Now, let's do calculator method. Okay. So when you do calculator method, you need to clear up everything first, second quit, and then make sure it is end mode, because general means ordinary means end. Payment is made at the end. If you see nothing on top right corner of your calculator, that is the end mode. Okay. And then set PY equal to 1. So second PY is 1. Down arrow key CY. CY is 4. Enter number 4. Enter. Second quit. Okay. And now enter PMT 2000. 2000 negative PMT. And future value 100,000. That is FV. Interest is 6 IY. Remember, when you use calculator, you need to enter 4 numbers. So 0 is PV. Finally, you compute N. So it is 23.56. Exactly the same number we get for this example. Okay. So this is how do you calculate term N? If you are asked to translate this number, 23.56 years into years and months, the answer is 23 years. 23 years. And then you need to use 0.56 times 12 to get how many months? 0.56 times 12. Okay, so I'm going to use my calculator here. 0.56, oops. 0.56 times 12 equal to 6.72 months. Oops. 6.72 months. Okay. You need to read requirements. When we dealing with the months, sometimes you need to round up regardless. But this time you have to round up, okay? So it is 7 months. So the final answer, it will take 23 years, 7 months. Okay. So that is the 2 methods for calculating term N for ordinary general annuities. Sometimes, if the present value is given, this is the formula for term N. If the present value PV is given, okay, if present value is given, you use different formula. So far we calculated term N. Next, we'll calculate periodic rate of interest I. Okay. Be aware of that without calculator, it is very difficult and tedious to calculate interest I. You have to use trial and error. Okay. But with the calculator, you just enter the appropriate given number, PMT, term N, okay, future value or present value, and you can hit compute IY to get interest. So make sure you know how to use calculator to calculate interest. Example. Victoria saved $416 every 6 months for 8 years. What nominal rate of interest compounded annually is earned if the saving account amounts to $7,720 in 8 years? So the question asks you, what nominal rate of interest? So the question asks you, what is IY? What is IY? Okay, and the given number 416, that is PMT. You make a payment every 6 months. So 1 year you make 2 payments, PY equal to 2. PY equal to 2. Interest compounded annually, say compounded annually, CY equal to 1. And you are doing this for 8 years. Every year you make 2 payments. So N equal to 8 times 2 equal to 16. Okay. And when you use calculator, present value is 0. This 7,720 is future value. Okay. So let's do the calculator. Again, second quit, second PY, type in number 2, hit enter key, and then down arrow key, CY. CY is 1, enter key, second quit, and now enter 416, negative PMT. 16 is N, 0 is PV, $7,720, that is FV, and then compute IY. So you get 3.9247. Okay. I will write down the summary steps. Okay. So you need to set up, make sure calculator is at end mode, and then set up PY. PY equal to 2, CY equal to 1. And then you enter those four numbers. You enter PMT 416. You enter N is 16. Enter 0 is PV. Enter future value 7,720. Enter the four numbers. Last step, you compute RUI. Okay. All right. So in summary, what I did in this video, I compute term N for ordinary general annuities using two methods. One, formula. Two, calculator. When you use a formula, there are two different formulas because when you calculate the term N, sometimes future value is given, sometimes present value is given. So that's why you have two formulas for term N. And when you calculate term N using calculator, remember you need to enter four numbers. Last step, you compute N. And I also calculated interest IY. Remember you do not have formula for interest I, so make sure you know how to use calculator to do calculation for interest. Okay, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for your time. See you next time.